What is going on, guys? It's your boy CJR Sports, and today we're coming back to you with another fantasy football video. I haven't done one of these in probably a few days, so I may be a little rusty. But I do know we're drafting from the 4 spot today, so if you haven't already, go check out episode 1, 2, or 3, where I draft from either from Team 1 all the way to Team 3 in those 3 episodes, and now we're on Team 4. To give you guys a quick rundown, if you come right here to the roster, we have a quarterback, 2 running back, 2 receiver, a tight end, 2 flex, 5 bench, and before we get this draft started, make sure you leave a like on this video and subscribe to this channel. We're on road to 100 subscribers. It would mean the absolute world to me if you do. Now, let's get right into this mock draft. And so from here, Austin Eckler is available. He's my running back 2 on the year. I think it goes Jonathan Taylor, Austin Eckler. CMC has a lot of injury concern to me. Dalvin Cook. I like Dalvin Cook, my running back 3, Derrick Henry 4, and then CMC 5. If my rankings were in front of me right now, that's what they would be ranked at. So I'm going to take my highest ranked available, Austin Eckler. Justin Herbert's going to take that big step up from year 2 to year 3. That's going to come from the offense, and that's going to come from the passing game, and a lot of stuff that's not talked about, how important it is to have a great defense to put you in situations where you can succeed. And what I mean by that, they're not gonna drive down the field on your defense and then put you in a bad field position where then the offense has to go 80, 90 yards to score. Usually when an offense has about 80, 90 yards to score, they don't score. When your defense can give you great field position, that puts your offense in a way better position. And the acquisitions that the Chargers got on defense, I think, really helps them with that. The trade for Khalil Mack, Joseph Sebastian Day at the defensive tackle position, signing arguably one of the best corners in the league in J.C. Jackson. They've done everything that they possibly could do to upgrade that defense, and that follows and gives them an even better offense. So I'm going to go Austin Eckler with my 4 spot right here. And so on this turn, I'm kind of looking for one of those other running backs, Saquon Barkley, Javonte Williams. That's kind of what I'm looking for here. So I also have Mark Andrews and Deebo Samuel, which I wasn't expecting. Aaron Jones kind of went a little bit in front than I expected him to. So I do have my pick if I wanted to do either Saquon or Javonte. I did draft Javonte in one of my other videos. I like the upside of Saquon, in my opinion, probably a little bit more, just because of all the reports coming out saying that how much Saquon Barkley is going to be in the passing game. And if this is a PPR format, Saquon Barkley will absolutely eat. He's not going to be lined up in the backfield the entire time. He's going to be lined up slot, wide, H-back, halfback, everything that you can imagine Saquon is going to be lined up at, and I want the upside. I think this offense is going to be better, a better offensive line, the best offensive line Saquon Barkley has ever had when his time with the Giants in the NFL. So I'm going to take the upside, and he is my New York Giants MVP candidate this year. So for that reason, I'm going to take Saquon Barkley with my second pick, stack up on receivers. Now I'm looking for a legit wide receiver 1. One comes to me. I'm not even going to blink twice. I'm just going to run. If this was a real NFL draft, I'm running to the podium. I'm slamming my card down. Mike Evans. Reports saying that Chris Godwin could be back week 1. Like, he's expected to be able to come back week 1, which is fantastic. But you could take Mike Evans down just a little bit, because I was expecting Chris Godwin to maybe miss week 1, week 2, and then have a slow gradual increase on snaps from like week 3 to like week 5 or week 6. So, that period's going to be shortened. So he's going to probably have to not earn those snaps, but he may be on a snap count, for the first month of the season. He's not going to be 100%. And I don't know Gronk, of course. I'm not scared of Russell Gage. So I'm going to take Mike Evans and have a bona fide wide receiver 1. And not only is he the best receiver on this team, he has Tom Brady, the GOAT, throwing him the football. And that just makes it 10 times better for me. And here, I do have my pick at Terry McLaurin. I do have Jalen Waddle, DJ Moore. So on this turn, I'm hoping for Joe Burrow. But right here, I think Terry McLaurin coming to me is a blessing in disguise with everything that's happening in Washington. They got an upgrade in quarterback. This will probably be the best quarterback Terry McLaurin has had in his time in Washington. He has 8 quarterbacks in Washington since his rookie year. This is probably his best quarterback in Carson Wentz. They're doing a lot of off-season workouts and, to get everyone on the same page. He could be an absolute sleeper this year, and I'm talking about Carson Wentz and someone that we're not expecting to do well, and maybe he's put in a position to succeed. He's seen the NFC East before playing for the Philadelphia Eagles, and this is the best receiver Carson Wentz has probably ever had since he's been in the NFL, and that you can argue that. I know he had Alshon Jeffrey, on the peak of his career, but this could possibly be the best receiver Carson Wentz has ever had since entering the NFL, and I'm going to take the upside on that. And Terry McLaurin doesn't have to be my wide receiver 1. He can be my wide receiver 2, and then with some potential flex spots, I could also flex him if I have to. But thank God Kyler Murray was taken in front of me. I love Lamar Jackson. I made a video about Lamar Jackson that he should get paid $45-50 million plus. But I do not love the situation that the GM put him in by trading away Hollywood Brown. I'm going to take the quarterback that has the best upside at this round 5 turn for me, because I have 2 running backs. I have 2 wide receivers. I'm going to take my quarterback and arguably the best wide receiver core in the NFL. I'm going to go take Joe Burrow. Went to the Super Bowl. Joe Shiesty. He has been on an absolute tear. And he also has the rushing upside that some quarterbacks don't have. Like, some of these younger quarterbacks, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, Kyler Murray, Joe Burrow, they all have their running upside. Lamar Jackson, they all have running upside. But with the quarterback, I also need passing yards, and he could easily lead the league in passing yards with the weapons that he has on offense. Give me Joe Burrow to round out this entire roster. It is starting to really look like a great team with Joe Burrow, Austin Eckler, Saquon Barkley, Mike Evans, and Terry McLaurin on a 12-team league is bananas. I was going to say, I hope Mike Williams falls to me. He does not. Actually, Miles Sanders as my flex spot? I think this is a no-brainer. Take Miles Sanders as my flex spot with a team that runs the ball more than anyone else. I saw a stat the other day that 5% of Miles Sanders' carries goes for 20-plus yards. So he has the upside. He just needs just a little bit of volume. So if he can get 10 to 12 carries, he's eventually going to break 1 for 20, 25-plus yards. He has the upside. He just needs to stay healthy. I'm going to take the upside on Miles Sanders and what this offense could be with Jalen Hurts now and including A.J. Brown, that they're probably going to be winning some games. And in the fourth quarter, they're going to hand the ball off to Miles Sanders. I'm going to take the upside, and even my running back too. He's a flex for me. Two receivers that I really wanted, I could have taken, but I tried to take Miles Sanders, which was Adam Thielen and Brandon Cooks. So right here, I'm kind of running a little thin. I don't have a lot of high hopes, at least for this first year, for Treylon Burks. Drake London definitely can have a massive impact in Atlanta. I'm not willing to take that risk if I already had another flex spot, or like if I didn't take my quarterback and already had my running backs, receivers, and flex spot taken. I may have went Drake London here. Same thing for Kareem Hunt. So now I'm kind of looking for the player for me. I really like Amon St. Brown because we don't know when Jameson Williams is going to come back. But I think people are forgetting that DJ Chark is also part of that offense now too. And they're going to come back with a healthy TJ Hawkinson. And if I really didn't go with Miles Sanders, I would have went with Dallas Goedert right here. But I'm going to take Kareem Hunt. There's always going to be injury with Nick Chubb where he's out for 2 or 3 weeks with some sort of injury. And that Kareem Hunt is a legit running back 1 option. And he already has PPR value of being in the passing game. And with them getting rid of Baker Mayfield and not knowing when Deshaun Watson's going to come back, they're going to rely heavily on those running backs and Kareem Hunt out of the backfield to make everything much easier for whoever's playing quarterback for them, if that's going to be Jacoby Brissett or if they're going to sign someone in free agency. But it looks like it's going to be Jacoby Brissett. And I think Kareem Hunt is a massive steal in the 7th round. And a massive steal, in my opinion, so in the 8th round, Gabe Davis, who is probably going to be the wide receiver 2 for the Buffalo Bills in the high-powered offense with Josh Allen. If I can get a piece from the Buffalo offense, I want them on my team. Same thing with Cincinnati and same thing for Tampa Bay, really. I want pieces of those on my team. I want to take Gabe Davis, and he doesn't even have to start for me. He's going to actually be a part of my bench because of Miles Sanders and Kareem Hunt. And, I mean, another running back that I have high hopes on. So, it looks like I'm going really running back heavy because I'm just taking best player available now. I'm not going to get... I didn't get one of my top-tier tight ends, and you heard from my last video, is I'm all about getting one of those top-tier tight ends. I wasn't able to. I'm not spending a mid-round pick on a tight end. I think they're all relatively the same value. I'm just going to get a tight end at the very end of the draft. I could take Pat Freiermuth or Mike Gesicki here. I am looking at Mike Gesicki, but someone I think that has a little bit higher upside, a little higher ceiling for me is James Cook. I love James Cook. I just talked about Buffalo. I love the situation he's in. He is a way better running back than Zach Moss and Devin Singletary. There's trade rumors around Zach Moss, so he can even move up the depth chart. He's a better running back running through the guard and tackles, and is a better receiving option than Devin Singletary. I think by halfway through the year, he's going to win the job, and he's going to be a PPR freak where he's going to be catching tons of passes out of the backfield. He's really going to surprise some people, and I think his ADP around the 9th, 10th round is absolutely ridiculous. You need to be taking him. Right here, I need wide receiver depth. So I got 3 bank spots and a tight end. I'm probably be taking a tight end with my last pick. Yeah, I'm probably be taking a tight end with my last pick. And then I'm going to have all these players like Miles Sanders, Kareem Hunt, where I can now go trade for a middle round tight end where I can flip, Kareem Hunt for like a Gesicki, or maybe package like maybe like a Miles Sanders and Gabe Davis in my tight end, or Terry McLaurin and someone else for TJ Hawkinson or Darren Waller, whatever the case may be. Because I have all of these assets that now I can flip, that people also forget that's half of fantasy football is now the trades, now the trade market. But here, like I said, I like Jameson Williams. I didn't go with Amon St. Brown. I think with my wide receiver 4, I need someone that's at least going to play. and I could take a little bit of a stack with Tyler Boyd, but he's probably not going to be playing much. So I need upside. I'm going to take MVS, who we have heard coming out of the Chiefs camp that MVS is like the wide receiver number one, that Patrick Mahomes prefers MVS. Maybe a little bit too early for him. I really don't mind. There's no one else on the board really that intrigued me enough for me to pick him. And someone else I'm probably going to reach for, as you want, is Jarvis Landry. We don't know what's going on with Michael Thomas. And Chris Olave, he's great. He's great. But Jameis Winston's going to come back. I think for the first couple of weeks, he's going to want to throw to there's a word I'm looking for, the most, not valuable, but like the most reliant option. Someone that's been around the league for months, for years. That's been around the team for months versus Olave. He's been around the league for years, have been to different teams. So I'm going to take Jarvis Landry, and guess what? He's just a backup. He doesn't have to play for me. Maybe I'll play him on certain matchups, but he's not going to start for me. And he always has the upside of Jameis Winston to throw a massive amount of touchdowns and get that big play potential out of him. And so I don't want to mess up my tight end here. I'm just going to take him. I want a piece of some high-powered offense. Again, the Rams are a high-powered offense with Matthew Stafford. I'm going to take Tyler Higbee. He has upside of inside the top 12 tight end, and I can get him in the 12th round. He's coming off injury, but there's no one else in the depth chart that's going to be competing with Tyler Higbee. I'll take him all day long. And Matthew Stafford does love him in the red zone. And with not having Odell back, we don't know how Al Robinson's going to connect with Matthew Stafford. I'm going to take Tyler Higbee on one side and have the upside of a red zone machine. And with my last pick in the draft, now here I can take a risk because I have all my positions filled out and I have pretty good amount of depth at each position besides tight end. I can go with like David Njoku. I mean, if you want to look at tight ends like Robert Tonyan, Gerald Everett, if you know. But, DJ Chark, very interesting to me. He could easily come out and be the wide receiver one in the first couple of weeks in Detroit. He could easily be the wide receiver one. But I'm going to take my upside on a quarterback, a second-year quarterback, and you see him at 150, Trevor Lawrence. I'm going to take the upside of Trevor Lawrence to actually be able to play football. And guess what? He doesn't have to start for me. He can sit. He's going to ride the bench. Joe Burrow's bye week is week 10, so he has 9 weeks. Trevor Lawrence does to be able to fix all of the mistakes. He has better weapons than he did last year. A way better coach, a way better offensive coordinator, a way better staff. I think we can see big improvements from Trevor Lawrence from his rookie year to his second season. So I'm going to take Trevor Lawrence, and he's going to be my last pick in the draft. I didn't go with Odell. Usually I go with Odell here. I didn't go with Odell for the sole fact that he's not on the team yet. In a legit draft, you take Odell. On all 3 of my drafts, you've seen me take Odell. By now, you should know, in the last pick of each draft, I'm taking Odell. And this one, I thought I would do a little different. I'm going to take Trevor Lawrence. I'm going to take a backup quarterback, which I never do. But for this one, let's have a little bit of fun. But guys, this is my team. Joe Burrow, Austin Eckler, Saquon Barkley, Mike Evans, Terry McLaurin, Tyler Higbee, Miles Sanders, Kareem Hunt, Gabe Davis, James Cook, MVS, Jarvis Landry, and Trevor Lawrence. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a big old thumbs up. Subscribe to this channel. Hit the bell notification so you know exactly when I upload each and every day, multiple times a day. Again, subscribe. Road to 100 subscribers. We're killing it with the views. We just need the subs to follow, and we need your help. Subscribe to the channel. And guess what? It's your boy, CGR Sports, and I'm out. Peace, guys.